As a child, I was a huge admirer of science fiction and science thriller movies. I remember watching Junkyard Wars, which was a reality show. I remember there was one episode where the team had to develop a helicopter using parts from Junkyard. So I think that was the point from where it all started. I remember, I was very keen in developing something which could fly, which had wings. So as a child, I started my journey with ripping apart toys and motors to create something of my own. That's evident that I was not able to develop the product to that extent because it was all a child fantasy. But when I see back from where I am right now, I think that was the most important part in my journey. So when I joined Chitkara University in Electronics and Communication branch, my professors, my lecturers, they were very much impressed with my practical skills. Theoretically, I was not that much strong, but in practical, I was able to make use of all the components in my projects on my own, and with a little support from my professors. So my first project was entertainment system for cars. That was a portable MP3 system, and after that I worked on DTMF based rover. So DTMF is a dual tone multiple frequency, like the frequency which we use in our phones. That robot was able to control using that frequency from anywhere throughout the globe. So that was my first robotic project. And after that, I pivoted myself to IoT, Internet of Things. So I remember back in 2014, there was no support, and even no one had heard of this term in India. Like it's a buzzword nowadays, but at that point there was no support available. Consulting faculties of foreign universities, Qualcomm and other companies, so they would help me, make my home automation project. I did a thesis on it as well. So that project, outshined like anything, and I was able to control all the home appliances using my phone application. So that was a major breakthrough in terms of embedded systems. So I got campus placed in Capgemini as a Java developer, and I was posted to Pune. Soon I realized that I was not able to do justice with my job. I was constantly in search of satisfaction and where a place where my innovation gets a room. So I changed the company to HCL Noida, and there also after working for some time, I felt that my technical temperament is not getting utilized, and I was not satisfied deep down my heart. So gradually I pivoted myself to startup ecosystem, and I worked for multiple startups. Some were in the space of digital marketing. So the last startup which I worked for was Jugnu, Click Labs. So there I was given a task to develop a drone ecosystem where we were able to integrate the drone unmanned aerial system with our existing tools. So after working for 6-7 months, I thought to myself that I could do this for my own setup as well. So I had registered Aiotize back in 2018. I consulted Jugneet from Chitkara Incubator, and also I met Sunil sir. So that meeting was very much promisable, and I was assured that they would support me in all possible ways. I came across a venture of Chitkara University where they were supporting startups and alumni to set up their own startup companies. So they provided me with subsidized office space. All the facilities were given. A platform majorly was provided to us where we were able to express ourselves, where we were very much vocal about our innovations. In the initial phase of my startup journey, there were a lot of challenges which I was facing. So the major struggle was the financial crunch which I faced. So there my friends, my family did support me until a certain extent. In the meantime, we secured this opportunity from DP World for a paid pilot project. I remember that whole development phase, which was about 6 to 8 months. I had left my home, I was totally indulged in this. I worked like almost about 18 to 20 hours in a day. After lots of sleepless nights, we were able to deliver the solution successfully to DP World. and like the client was very much happy with our work and the price point at which we were working. So they were that much impressed that now we are working on second and third phases of the project, where we are implementing thermal analysis with our drones or the night vision with our drones, and also focusing on the AI aspect of the drone ecosystem. Parallelly, we were shortlisted by CRPF for thermal vision drones for the Naxal affected areas. We competed with a couple of top drone companies of India, and after that we also got interviewed by the Hindu for developing a thermal analysis protocol, where we were able to detect the body temperatures of subjects in public places. Like in the case of pandemic, we were able to make out the body temperature of certain subjects. With the successful delivery of project to DP World, our client got very much impressed, so they introduced us to the competitors as well. Now we are working with Adani Ports as well, which is a competitor of DP World. So we got shortlisted by CRPF for a thermal imaging drone. At that point, we realized that we do have that potential, because that was rolled out by Government of India, and the Hindu newspaper covered us for that particular story. And after that there was no looking back, and till date we have secured 6 to 7 different project proposals from big conglomerates and corporate houses in India. So we are working with Adani Ports, DP World, and some couple of other big companies as well. Comparison quite a lot of times by motivational speakers or the industry leaders, that 95% of the startups fail in first couple of years. But the thing which no one tells us is how many of these failed startups restructure themselves and emerge as a successful startup. So my psychology is either you learn or you succeed. There is no term as failure in my perspective.